we are here to honor John Russell Jones, born on September 4th, 1981, and transcended on September 28th, 2024. His life was nothing short of remarkable. John never sought to be average. He embraced a life of purpose, driven by his love for learning, connection, and self-discovery. His path was not without challenges, but his passion and resolve never wavered. John believed in the magic of connection, a space where ideas could be shared, bonds formed, and dreams brought to life. He often said that our dreams and ideas come from a higher source, and by tapping into our heart space, we are guided on what to do, how to do it, and who to connect with. He lived by this principle, fostering collaboration over isolation, and reminding us that together, we can achieve what feels impossible alone. John had a rare gift for holding space. In his presence, you felt safe to be yourself, to share your fears, dreams, and ideas without judgment. He gave people the room to grow into their highest selves, and for that, he was a source of inspiration to everyone he met. He understood that when one person awakens to their own magic, they naturally inspire others to do the same. John believed that the light within us all is meant to shine, and by doing so, we help others find their own light. Through every trial, John's spirit remained unshaken. He saw failure as an illusion, embracing what others might consider setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow. His journey was rooted in doing the inner work, staying true to his heart, and never giving up on his dreams. John's life was about connection, community, brotherhood, and love. He valued honesty, loyalty, and the bonds forged through shared struggles and victories. He poured himself into the collective good, breaking the chains of generational struggles and paving the way for others to follow. From his work with youth in Philadelphia to the unconditional support he gave his family, John made a massive impact in many hearts. His love and guidance were felt deeply by his three younger sisters, Sharina, Olivia, and Shamil, with whom he shared a special bond. Together, they navigated life's challenges, focused on healing, growth, and building a future full of possibilities. Despite their 7 and 12-year age gap, the connection between John and his sisters was unbreakable. He supported them endlessly and watched them gain the confidence to believe in themselves, master their minds, and create the life they desired. John was not just a brother. He was a mentor, a friend, a father figure, and a servant of the collective good. Even in his final moments, John's words reflected his unwavering faith. He reminded his sisters, "I'm a believer," and played a song that said, "I'll be there, no matter how far or near." On the morning of September 28th, 2024, John Russell Jones transcended. He now shines bright, free from the confines of his earthly body, yet present in the hearts of all who loved him. John asked us not to hold on to his physical form, but to honor the soul that was larger than life itself. Today, as we light a lantern in his memory, we release our dreams into the universe, just as John did. We honor family, friends, and every interaction that shaped his growth. John didn't forget anyone, and would frequently express gratitude for every interaction he had. John's legacy lives on in every life he touched, every story he shared, every dream he inspired, and the ones he nurtured. John taught us that it is not the body that defines us, but the love we share and the impact we leave behind. As we continue to honor John's legacy, we turn now to the voices of those who knew him best. Through their stories and cherished memories, we'll glimpse the heart of who John truly was. A brother, a mentor, a friend, and a guiding light. These reflections are not just words. They are living pieces of John's essence, carried forward by the hearts he touched. Let us listen, remember, and celebrate John through the love and memories shared by those closest to him. Read by AI-generated orators.
John spent so much time with Wyman in my home that he had become an extended family member. I recall John, the enthusiastic, spirited student who sat on many of those visits to hear some may say boring or incomprehensible talks about my passion for the healing of pulsation energy from sounds, crystals, Reiki, yoga breathing, acupressure, acupuncture, reflexology, meridians, tuning forks, biomats, etc. that make up a pattern in all life and matter for bringing the body, mind, and spirit into a deeper awareness of God's gift of vibrational cosmic energy within us and around us. Those spoken energy sources would extend beyond words and thought for the average person's conscious thinking, but not seemingly for John. He was wholeheartedly enthralled and inspired by those things I shared. I was amazingly surprised and touched to hear Cassie state how John shared with her and Lily those things that he absorbed during his visits and our many conversations. It is not that often that you find someone who speaks of being inspired, as John shared after he attended one in a series of my yoga classes with Cassie and Lily, and ends up inspiring you. John's enthusiasm and warm spirit are and will be so missed. Namaste, Miss Fisher.
My relationship with John started in the 5th grade. He was like my brother and was accepted in my family as such. It's hard to sift down 30 years of friendship into a few lines of what it meant, so I'll just share a brief story. One night, before he moved out of the house he grew up in, we were hanging out. We had to be around 18 or 19 years old. At that age, you're legally grown, but you haven't completely broken free from your parents yet. As such, you still have to comply with their rules of the house. So when we got back after a time, his dad had told him that he would put the chain on the door. Well, the chain was on the door. He gets back into my car and he is annoyed and upset. And I'm laughing like, yo, that's crazy. So I'd ask him, what are you going to do? He says, I'll just sleep on the porch. I'm like, nah, dude, you can come back to the crib and just come back in the morning. He didn't want to do that because it would mess with his schedule. So I told him, well, I can probably get you in the house. His eyes lit up as he was like, how? I told him, I keep some tools in the trunk and I have a hanger with them. I'm pretty sure I can get you in. He started laughing, saying, yo, if this works, his pop would be pissed. And he was like, let's do it. So I went to work and had him in the house in less than 5 minutes. He laughed, shook my hand and said, I appreciate it, good brother. And that was the end of the night. The next day, I hit him up and asked him what happened and how it played out. He said he came downstairs while his dad was in the kitchen eating. When his dad saw him, he just had a look of frustration on his face, but didn't say anything. John said good morning to his dad, got some food from the fridge, and went back upstairs, laughing inside. He didn't tell anyone at the time how he got back in, and it was just our inside joke. That's what my relationship with my brother was like, a series of inside jokes that spanned over 30 years. I am grateful to have had someone to share so many times like that with.
Growing up, I knew I was blessed. My brothers would always play with me and look out for me and my sisters. John, in particular, always made sure to challenge my creativity and authenticity. He would ask me, what do you think? How do you feel? What do you see? All at a very young age. We created games, built forts, and played so many imaginative adventures together. As I grew, John was always there, when I least expected it, just to check in on me and see how I was doing. John left our parents' house at the age of 16, and I was only 9. So from playing together every day to hardly seeing each other was hard. But John would always go out of his way to know where I was and to be there. One year, when I was managing a health food store for the first time, John showed up every single day just to support me. That's the kind of person he is. For the longest time, I swore John was CIA, because no matter where in the world me or my sisters were, he knew. And not only did he know, he would show up without even asking him to. It was always refreshing to see him, to talk about whatever was going on, and to hear his feedback over food. John, your unconditional love will forever remain in my heart. My children's children will know you. So prepare yourself, because you are now a legend, one I will share with the world until the day I get to see you again.
Me and John were roommates for 18 months in Fulcroft, PA. We both were trying to save money, and I found this apartment near a train station as he requested. The apartment was a 2-bedroom with bedrooms on the end of each side of the apartment. One bedroom was large and the other was like a closet. If you unfolded the couch bed, it took up the whole entire room. When we got to the apartment to look at it in person, I said to him, I already know you want the bigger room. He replied, yeah, because you know that will give me room for my home office, because you know, I work from home sometimes. I just laughed to myself because I already knew. Looking back at it now, I learned a lot from John in a short time. He taught me a very valuable lesson. I am a mechanic, and I always was looking to do side jobs after work to make extra money. Well, John came up with an idea to ask another mechanic I knew, named G, to work with him inside a shop after hours, and basically run my own business. I thought to myself, G would have to ask the owner of the shop, George, and he would just say no. I told G John's plan and he said, George will probably say no. John said, just tell him to ask George. Well, G asked George and he said yes. John told me that life is about going through doors, but you never will get through that door if you don't knock on it, try to open it, or ask for permission to pass through. I was shocked, and G was shocked. When I got back to the apartment with the news that George said yes and told John, he just laughed and kept moving about his business like it never happened. John is one of the smartest guys I have ever met in my life. He would come up with ideas on how to make money very fast and have very elaborate plans on how to get the task done. I was a part of a food delivery business he created called Nana's Kitchen. We used to cook the food in Mark's apartment and deliver all throughout University City, Philadelphia. I was also a part of another business he created called Party Animals, where we were club promoters to a club downtown in Philly. John's physical may be gone from our presence, but his spirit and lessons will forever remain with us.